Charlie Gard Parents of British baby with rare genetic disease storm out of new court hearing. Parents of a baby with a rare genetic disease, who are battling with a British hospital over their wishes to take the child to the US for alternative treatment, have stormed out of court in London after the judge suggested their argument has not been consistent. Key points: the parents stormed out when the judge suggested their story had changed. The parents say all they ever wanted was permission to try the U.S. treatment. The case has attracted the attention of Donald Trump and Pope Francis. A court decision is not expected today. Charlie Gard's parents disagree with Britain's most famous children's hospital on how best to care for the 11-month-old with a rare genetic condition. Great Ormond Street Hospital argues experimental treatment in America will not help and may cause suffering for Charlie, who suffers from mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome, which has left him brain damaged and unable to breathe unaided. Mitochondria, which can be thought of as power packs of the body's cells, produce the energy cells need to function and have a small amount of their own DNA. Charlie's disorder causes a severe reduction of the DNA in the mitochondria, causing progressive muscle weakness and brain damage. The hospital says there is no known cure and believes his life support systems should be turned off. The parents want to try, but it is not up to them. Photo: baby Charlie Gard is on life support at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. GoFundMe: Charlie's fight. Chris Gard and Connie Yates stormed out of Thursday's hearing after the judge suggested their argument had not been consistent. Mr. Gard punched a table, while his wife said, "We said he's not in suffering and in pain. If he was, we wouldn't be up here fighting for that." British judges are tasked to intervene when families and doctors disagree on the treatment of people unable to speak for themselves. Video: Julian Savulescu, the chair practical ethics at Oxford University, discusses the case. The world, the rights of the child take primacy, with the courts weighing issues such as whether a child is suffering and how much benefit a proposed treatment might produce. Unlike the USA, English law is focused on the protection of children's rights, said Jonathan Montgomery, professor of healthcare law at University College London. The USA is the only country in the world that is not party to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. It does not recognize that children have rights independent of their parents. Mr. Montgomery said that while it was right to consider the views of Charlie's parents, the court would not make a determination on this basis. This case is about Charlie's rights and what the evidence tells us that they require, he said. That will be the only consideration of the judge at the hearing. Judge Nicholas Francis, who ruled in favor of doctors in April, said he would consider any new evidence. Trump, Pope Francis shine light on the case. The courtroom was packed as Judge Francis heard arguments on differences of medical opinion. We are continuing to spend every moment, working around the clock to save our dear baby Charlie, the parents said in a statement before the hearing. Why Trump and the Pope are right in the face of such reasonable disagreement, society should accede to the wishes of the parents and err on the side of a chance of life, two ethics professors write, the alternative being certain death. We've been requesting this specialized treatment since November, and never asked the hospital, courts or anyone for anything, except for the permission to go. A succession of judges has backed specialists at Great Ormond Street. Britain's Supreme Court ruled it was in the boy's best interests to be allowed to die with dignity. The European Court of Human Rights rejected an appeal from the parents, which briefly stalled their legal options. What is mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome, MDDS? A group of disorders associated with severe reduction in mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondria is found in most cells, responsible for producing energy. Mitochondrial DNA depletion impairs function in many of the body's cells and tissues, can result in muscle weakness, leading to respiratory failure and death. Can also result in deformities in the brain and or liver. Source: U.S. National Library of Medicine. But days afterward, U.S. President Donald Trump and Pope Francis gave the parents new hope by shining an international spotlight on the ethical debate. Pope Francis issued a statement insisting on the need to respect the wishes of the parents to accompany and treat their son to the very end. Americans United for Life and other groups have seized upon the case, arguing the infant needs a chance at life. Petitions have circulated to offer support and others have arrived at Charlie's bedside to pray. A huge crowd appeared at Britain's High Court to observe the proceedings, but a decision was not expected today. AP